Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
The screen is visible? The screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Go through the
Yes,
question
ma'am.
number 4. Everybody go through the question number 4. Take 2 minutes time and read the question carefully. Yesterday, how we wrote the similar way we have to write. Okay. Here, number of sick drivers is given. That is days, 10 days they have given mentioned clearly. Then write down number of sick drivers. Number of sick drivers. What are the values given? Write down 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then probability is given. Write down the probability. If you add this, you will get 1. Then cumulative probabilities we have to calculate. Calculate cumulative probability. You know how to calculate. CP. First class interval remains as it is. Then you have to add 0.20. Then it will become 0.50. 0.50 plus 15, 0.65. 0.65 plus 0.10. 0.75. 0.75 plus 0.13, 0.88, then 0.12, then it will become 1. Okay, what are the probabilities we have calculated is correct. Right now, write down the random number. The random numbers is given in the problem. 30, 54, 34, 72, 20, 02, 76, 74, 48 and 22. These are the given random numbers. Then you know how to write down the random number interval. Random number interval we will write based on the cumulative frequencies. What I told, because random numbers are given in terms of numbers, that's why we have to convert the cumulative probabilities in terms of random numbers. That's why the decimal point won't exist. It starts with 0. The 30 is not included in the first class interval. Then this will be 0 to 29. In the next class interval, you have to include 30 to 49. In the next class interval, we have to include 50 to 64. In the next class interval, 65 to 74. In the next class interval, 75 to 87. In the next class interval, 88 to 99. This you know how to write down. Right now, number of SIG drivers, LSD I am writing, that means we are simulated, estimated demand we need to calculate. This is simulated, I am calculating. First random number is 30, lies in this particular class interval. Okay, number of SIG drivers 1. Okay, then 54 lies in this particular interval. Number of SIG drivers are 2. Then 34 lies in this particular class interval. SIG drivers are 1. Next, 72 lies in this particular class interval. The corresponding SIG drivers are 3. Then 20 lies in this particular class interval. Number of SIG drivers are 0. Then 02 also lies in the same interval. Number of SIG drivers 0. Then 76 lies in this particular class interval. Number of SIG drivers are 4. Then 74 lies in this particular class interval. Number of SIG drivers are 3. Then here it is 48 lies in this particular class interval 1. 22 lies in this particular class interval. The last value is 0. Go through the problem carefully. What they asked, at the terminus they keep 2 drivers. At the terminus they keep 2 drivers as reserved. If anyone on scheduled duty is sick and could not come, what they asked, simulate for 10 days and find utilization of reserved drivers and find how many days and how many buses cannot run because of non-availability of drivers. Here, okay, number of reserved drivers. Instead of SIG drivers, I am writing number of NRD. I am writing. That means number of reserved drivers. Then here we should write down shortage of drivers. Okay. How many drivers are reserved at the terminus? 2 drivers out of 2. Okay. Listen carefully here. This type of questions they will ask in the final examination. Put star mark for this. Earlier problem, bakery keeps stock of, that is important. That also appeared in the final examination 7 to 8 times. This also appeared similarly 7 to 8 times in the exam. That's why concentrate on this problem. Okay, here number of SIG drivers, expected demand here, number of SIG drivers 1. That means out of 2 reserves, 2 reserved drivers are there, then we can take 1. We can take 1. That means there is no shortage. Again I am repeating, at terminus they kept two drivers, but here how many drivers are sick? 1 driver is sick. Out of those 2, can we take 1 driver? Yes, that's why take it 1. Okay, next here, in second case, 2 drivers are sick. Out of 2, we take those 2. Reserved drivers, I will take 2. That means there is no shortage of drivers. Then here, 1 SIG driver. Out of these 2, this is 3rd day. If you want, you can take this days. You can write 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Then, okay, 2nd day, 2 drivers are sick. Then remaining 2 drivers we are using to run the bus. Similarly, 3rd day, 1 driver is sick. That means out of these 2, we can take 1. Then there is no shortage. But in 4th day, 3 drivers are sick, but we are having only 2. Those 2 I will take, correct? Those 2 I will take. That means 1 shortage. That is 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. 1 driver is shortage on which day? 4th day. Next. Here 0 drivers are sick. That's why no problem. 0 we will write as it is. Next. That is 6th day. Again 0 drivers are sick. No need of reserve drivers. Here on which day? 7th day, 4 drivers are sick, but I am having only reserve 2. That means 4 minus 2, 2 drivers shortage. Similarly, next day, 3 drivers, okay, are sick. Then I am having 2, okay. Then those 2 I will provide. Here, 1 driver is shortage. 3 minus 2, 1. Here, 1 driver is 6. Out of these 2, we can take 1, okay. Then there is no shortage. 0 drivers are sick. There is no shortage. Okay, this way you have to calculate. Again, I am repeating. Number of sick drivers they have given. Number of sick drivers they have given. The corresponding probability is given. Cumulative probability we have to write. Cumulative probability, first class interval remains as it is 0.30. Next one is 0.20, 0.50. 50 plus 1, 5, 6, 6, 5, 6 plus like that, you will get total cumulative probability 1. Then whatever the random numbers they have given, you have to write as it is. Later, you know how to write down the random number interval because the random numbers are given in terms of 2 digits. That's why we have to convert the cumulative probability into random number interval. Okay, here 0.30 is there. You have to convert this in terms of numbers. What I told, whatever the number here is there, you should not include in the first class. That is the procedure of Monte Carlo. Why you are writing? Because of Monte Carlo procedure we are following. That's why 30 is not included. The previous number is included. That's why it is 0 to 29. In the next class interval, you have to include 30 to the previous number of 50 is 49. Similarly, this way only you use to calculate median. Okay. Then 50, 64 like that you write down. Here number of sick drivers, simulated number of sick drivers here. Then first random number is 30. This 30 lies in which class interval? This class interval. The corresponding number of drivers sick, this one. Second number is 54. 54 lies in this particular class interval. The corresponding is 2. Like that you have to write down. Then here we have written simulated number of sick drivers. But at the terminus, what they said, they kept 2 drivers as reserve. Here, first way, that's why for understanding purpose, which way driver is not available, that's why simply we have taken 10 random numbers, that's why we will get 10 days. Okay, first day, okay, sick driver, 1 driver was sick, that means out of 2, we can consider 1 driver. Similarly, on second day, 2 drivers are sick. Whatever the reserved drivers, 2 drivers are reserved, then we have to take those 2. Similarly, third day, 1 driver is sick. Okay, that's why out of 2 we can take 1. That's why here there is no shortage of drivers till the third day. But fourth day, what has happened? 3 drivers are sick, but we are having only 2 drivers at the terminus. That's why we are considering those 2. That means 1 bus we cannot run because of no driver. 3 minus 2, 1. And fifth day, there were no sick, nobody is sick, that's why no shortage. Similarly, 6th day, 0, no shortage. And 7th day again, 4 drivers are sick. We are having only 2 drivers available. Those 2 drivers will run the bus. Then remaining 2 drivers, okay, shortage. Then on 8th day, 3 drivers sick. Only 2 drivers are available, then shortage is 1 driver. Similarly, 9th day, 1 driver was sick. Out of 2, you can provide 1 driver, then there is no shortage. Last one is 0, that's why there is no shortage. Then, write down how to write the answer. Which day there is shortage of drivers? Write down everybody. Which day there is shortage? 4th day and 7th day there is shortage of 2 drivers and 8th day there is a shortage of 1. Write down 4th, 7th, everybody make a note. 4th, 7th and 8th day, there is a shortage of drivers. There is shortage of drivers as more than 4th, 7th and 8th day, there is shortage of drivers as more than more than two drivers are to be sick, sick, S-I-C-K, sick. Hence, on these 3 days, some buses cannot run. On these 3 days, some buses cannot run. Continuation. On 4th and 8th day, one bus cannot run, and on the 7th day, two buses cannot run because of the shortage of drivers, or non-availability of drivers, your wish, because of the shortage of drivers. Any query in this, students? Any query?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, this is big problem. This also came in the final examination. Okay, this also we will solve in the class, because whatever the problems I am taking, most number of times appeared in the exam. Whatever earlier chapters also, whether it is LPP, TP. Okay, exam point of view, all those questions I was covering. Okay, then this question, because here I am having more number, I will write little bit small letters. Try to understand. Okay, already you know how to do the procedure, right? Okay, read the question carefully. Everybody read the question, 4th question. Because in this particular problem we are having 15 random numbers, that's why I will write little bit small letters. Read the question and try to solve. This also came in the final examination. Simultaneously, who has completed reading the problem, simultaneously start the problem. Try to solve the problem. If it is of 2 bits, a simulation problem, directly they will ask for 10 marks. If it is of single bit, simply average profit per day, average demand per day. The question is like that, then it will come for 5 marks. If it is of 2 bits, then it is of 10 marks. Compared to steady state probabilities, this is easy. That's why. Okay, right now you know I'm doing on my own. You do on your own. You know how to calculate cumulative probabilities and all. First class interval remains as it is, then add 4 plus 9. It's 13, 0.13, 0.25. Maybe these letters are small. You have to adjust. You know the procedure. Because 15 random numbers are given, that's why I'm writing little small. Simultaneously solve the problem, students. Right now, write down random number interval. You know how to write random number interval. 4 should not be included. All numbers are 2-digit numbers. That's why you know how to write down. DP, simulated DP, daily production. Maybe simulated daily production. First one is 80, that means 153. Otherwise, if you want to take it a day, you take it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 number, that is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, that is better. Okay. 80 lies in this particular class interval. The corresponding production is 153. Similarly, 81 also lies in the same interval. Daily production, estimated daily production is 153. Then 76 lies in this particular class interval, that is 152. Next one is 75, lies in the same, that is 75 lies in this interval, the corresponding demand is 152. Then 64, thus 152. 43, here it is 150. 18 lies in this particular class interval, that is 148. Then 26 lies in this, that is 149. Then 10 here, that is 147. 12, again 147. 65 lies in this, then 152. 68 in this, 152. 69 again 152. 61 again same, it's 152. 57, that is different, 151. Here, what they told, if you read the question, the daily production varies from 146 to 154 depending on the availability of raw materials and the other working conditions. The given table was given. Okay, what they wrote, listen carefully. The finished mopeds are transported in a specially arranged lorry. Accommodation only 150 mopeds. Okay, the transportation, the lorry should carry only 150 mopeds. Okay, then what they asked, what will be the average number of mopeds waiting in the factory? That means balance with the factory. They asked balance with the factory. Till here, everybody done? Till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Till here? Empty spaces. Listen carefully here. First day, okay, the lorry can transport only 150 mopeds. Correct? Here, how many mopeds? First day, it is 153. That means excess of 3 mopeds. Okay? The balance is 3. The balance is 3. In the second day, again, 153. Every day the transport is of 150. 153 minus 153. Here, again 153. That means again 3 mopeds extra. That means accumulation. 3 plus 3, it's 6. Next, third day, 150 mopeds are transported. Again, how many mopeds are remaining? 2. Previously, already stock is there, that is 6. 6 plus 2, 8. Next day, fourth day, again 2, 152. 150 mopeds we have to transport. That is 8 plus 2, 10. Again, fifth day, 2 mopeds are extra. 10 plus 2, 12. Getting, students? Read the problem. Getting?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Getting, na? If you are having any query, please interrupt me. Okay. Then, sixth day, 150 mopeds balance. But the previous balance is 12. 12 plus 0, 12. Okay. Then, seventh day, listen carefully. We have to transport 150 mopeds, but the factory consisting of 148. What is here? That means 2 shortage. Okay. Earlier balance is 12. That's why what we have to do from those 12, we have to remove 2 mopeds. We have to remove. 12 minus 2, 10. Then, next, which day? 8th day. Okay, 149 mopeds are available. We have to transport 150. That means 1 is not available. That is 10 minus 1. 9. Previous we are having balance is 10. Okay, we have to accommodate 1. That's why 10 minus 1 is equal to 9. Then, here C. That is 9th day, 147. That means less number. 3 is less. That means 9 minus 3. 6. Here empty spaces. There is no empty space everywhere. Correct na? Then again the other day, that is 10th day, 147. Already previous balance is 6. Okay, 3 mopeds are less. 6 minus 3, 3. 6 minus 3, 3. Then that is 11th day, 152 mopeds. That means 2 extra. Previous balance is 3. 3 plus 2, 5. Okay. Again, that is 12th day. Okay, 152 mopeds. That means again 2 extra. 5 plus 2, 7. That means there is no empty space. Again, the other day, that is 13th day, also 2 extra. 7 plus 2, 9. Again, 14th day, 2 extra. 9 plus 2, 11. The last day, that is 15th day, 1 is extra. 11 plus 1 is equal to 12. There are no empty spaces. That means it is 0. Then if you add these values, you will get 123. Okay? Then write down average number of mopeds waiting. Average number of mopeds waiting. Average number of mopeds waiting is equal to, if you add the total, then you will get 123. 123 upon here, how many random numbers, how many days we are having? 15. 123 upon 15, on an average, it is 8.2. Make it as 8. It should not be in decimals, correct? Mopeds 8 mopeds. The number of empty spaces in a lorry, number of empty spaces in a lorry is equal to 0 upon 15, it's 0. This is the answer. This question also came so many times in the final examination. Just to go through, then I will explain. Give me 1 minute time to take the attendance. Till the time, if you are having any queries, just go through the queries, then I will solve. Okay, thank you. Here, again, I am explaining this problem. Easy, simulation is very easy compared to Markov chains. Production per day is given. The corresponding probability is given. If probability is not given, then they will ask frequency. That is in terms of simple numbers 20, 30, 40. Already we did one problem is of that type. Here probabilities is given. That's why add the probability. Probability should be equal to 1. Then we have to calculate cumulative probabilities. First class interval remains as it is 4 plus 9, 13, 13 plus 12 like that. Here also you should get last value that is 1. You should map this, okay, then that means your probabilities and cumulative probabilities are same. Okay, random numbers, whatever the given random numbers, 15 random numbers is given, that's why for understanding purpose we wrote day also. Okay, then random number interval, what I told, random numbers are given in 2 digits for MBA students, that's why these cumulative probabilities you have to convert in terms of numbers. Then the first class interval, 4 is there. Previous number you have to write. You should not include 4. This is Monte Carlo procedure we have to follow. 0 to 03. Then in the next class interval, whatever the value you are excluding, in the next class interval you have to include. Then 13 should not be included. Okay, in the next class interval. Like that you have to write all these values. Then you know how to write down simulated values based on random numbers. Random number 80 lies in which interval? This particular interval. The corresponding demand is 153. Similarly 81. Okay, like that you have to write all this. But the lorry accommodates only 150 mopeds per day. For that purpose we have here what they asked, empty spaces they asked, and how many mopeds are balanced in the factory. For that purpose already you have calculated, simulated this. Then how to calculate balance in factory. First day it is 153 mopeds the factory produces. We have to transport only 150 mopeds. That means already first day 3 extra. Second day also 153. We have to transport only 150. That means again 3 remaining. That means cumulation we are doing here 3 plus 3 6. Third day 2 extra 6 plus 2 8. Fourth day again 2 extra 8 plus 2 10. Okay, fifth day again 2 extra 12. That means till fifth day 12 mopeds were extra. Then on sixth day 150 we have to transport 150 only. That means this balance remains as it is, that is 12. On the next day, that is seventh day 148. Okay, 148 were there. We have to transport 150. That means 2 has reduced. That's why from the previous balance that is 12, we have to take 2. 12 minus 2 10. On the next day again 1 moped is less. That's why 10 minus 1 9. The other day 147. 9 minus 3 is less. 9 minus 3 6. On the other day again 3 is less. Previous balance is 6. 6 minus 3 3. The other day 152, that means 2 extra. Whatever the previous balance, that is 3, you have to add that 2. 3 plus 2, 5. Similarly, next day again 2 extra. 5 plus 2, 7. The other day again 2 extra. 7 plus 2, 9. The other day again 2 extra, 9 plus 2, 11. The other day 1 extra, 11 plus 1, 12. If you add all these values, you will get 123. Then here, if you observe, empty spaces also they asked. But every time, most of the time it was excess till here, till 6th day it was excess. Later it was reduced. From the previous balance, we have managed. That's why there were no empty spaces. That is 0. Okay, then what we wrote, what they asked, average number of mopeds waiting. 15 random numbers is given. That's why 123 upon 15, that is 8.2. Moped should be strictly in, either it is 8 or 9. Correct? No, 8.2. That means you have to round it off. That's why it becomes 8. Average number of mopeds waiting is 8. Number of empty spaces, there were no empty spaces. That's why 0 upon 15.